Hello everyone. It's Christmas Eve and well, not quite the eve yet. I mean, it's the day before, but not in the evening. I guess still Christmas Eve, but anyway, this is going to be a very short stream because I need to go and shell some chestnuts. But I'm 99% done with the Hook region, and I'm going to be getting into the Scythe region, and I've got my two voyages completed here, and I thought I'd just show my progress. So yeah, let me just get these voyages back, and hopefully they both didn't fail because that would be really sad. Yeah, there we go. Good. Good. Okay. So now that should have put me into the next region. Let's see. I can now seek cherrywood. If people didn't know yet, the way that the different regions work is that in order to get to each one, you have to go a certain distance. So to get from the starting region to the second region, you need to go about 40,000 distance. I'm not really sure what the unit for distance is. Oh, I should go get my captain's log to show that. But then from the second to the third, it's 140,000, so an extra 100,000. And then from the one that I'm in now to the next one, I think it's 140,000 to 450,000 or something like that. So it's a huge increase in distance. So I'll probably be in this region for 2 to 3 weeks. I've been in the current region, well, the Hook region, for about a week, and that was 100,000 distance. So we'll see how long this one takes. I know the voyages are much longer, and we'll see how it goes, but it'll be quite a while. Okay. Oh, I also haven't been checking the YouTube chat. Let me take a look at that on my laptop. That's strange. I don't see it. I don't know, maybe they messed around with the YouTube stuff. Oh wait, no, there it is. It was just minimized by default. Oh yeah, those people with the modmark usernames on YouTube. A little amusing, but it does seem to be a bit much at this point, doesn't it? Okay, so let's check out my captain's log here. Oh yeah, the map I already showed. A few new islands and all that. I need to get a third ship. I'm probably going to spend some time just getting the supplies to unlock the third ship so that I can do more missions, because 2 really won't be enough for these new regions. Yeah, I've done 1 scroll so far. I've just been concentrating on the storylines. And let's see. Yeah, that's really it. That's fine. Okay, so let's see what voyages I've got now. Oh, okay. It's all the old types of voyages. That's fine. So when I choose voyages now, I tend to focus on the most difficult one first, and then I put my points into the other things. So I'm going to concentrate on combat and just max out the combat on this one. And as long as I get above 80%, I'm pretty happy with it, but a lot of times I can't get that high. It's also sort of laggy and a little buggy, although I'm not sure how much of that is actually my computer and how much is just my internet, and how much is DragX. Okay, so the chimeras here are really good, but I've also got some combat guys that I'll put in here. Yeah, there we go, 88% on a 7.5k mission. That's good in my book. So we'll send that one out. And, okay, what else do we have? Okay, maybe... Oh, seriously, we didn't get any... let me make sure that the guy is set to choose the new missions. Boss of Nubs. I don't really plan on doing next masses. The prices are just really low, and it's just not particularly interesting. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, well, it's set to go to the Scythe region. I'm not really sure why I'm not getting any voyages from there yet. Just bad luck, I guess. Okay, let's do 5k morale. That's easy enough. These ones are already set. which I need to unlock the fourth or the third ship rather. Okay. When it's this high of a percent, I often just look for the bonus things. So I could put in something to get it right to 100%, but I could also put in a person who I want to level up. I'm not as interested in leveling up the combat guy as the other ones because I've got the chimeras, or what are they called? Chimeras? So maybe I'll put in... that seafaring guy is quite good, but they're also level 6. I'd rather level up the level 5 one first. And that's fine. That'll do it. Okay. New voyages for the new region. Seriously, no voyages for the new region. That's unusual. I remember getting voyages in the Hook region pretty much as soon as I got there. Ah well, that's fine. So what else is there? Oh yeah, I can talk a little about the trim Comcape requirements. I've learned a bit more about that. So that was weird. It made a really loud noise right at the end. Anyway, so the requirements for trim Comcape, you have to have reached the final 6th region, and you also have to finish the it's like Hyujin and the Quinn storylines. And so the Hyujin storylines, I believe that's just finishing all of the storylines, all 5 storylines for all 5 all 5 of those. In my captain's log here, it'll say exactly how many, I think. Yeah, story missions done 15. You get a new story mission for each adventure in each region you go to. So since I've done 3 regions so far, the Ark, the Skull, and the Hook, I've done all 5 story missions for each one, so 15 missions done so far. And so once I get to all 25 missions done, I have this region and the next one. That'll finish off that storyline. And I'm not really sure how the Quinn storyline finishes, but I think the Hyujin is just these storyline things, from what I understand anyway. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. And okay, so the storylines so far, pretty much, there are 6 adventurers, and they're all sort of related. For example, well, let's see, we have the, I'm not really sure how the missionary is related. I'm just going to type out the people, just so I remember them. We have the missionary, occultist, assassin, is it biologist or botanist? Botanist, I think. Thief, or convict, and oh man, it's always the last one. It's always so hard to remember. What is it? I don't know. Anyway, so we have these adventurers who we meet up in here. Oh yeah, the whaler. Okay, so I'll start out with just any one of them and talk about how they relate to the others. So the whaler, he's a peg leg guy who is after this giant white whale called Shuma, and so that's that. The convict is running from the law. We don't actually know a whole lot about him yet. The botanist is just interested in these sea orphans, which are sort of human and sea creature mixes, just as a scientific discovery type thing. Actually, one of them is the barmaid, who has some tentacles instead of legs or something like that. And I actually just learned today, I was reading the high-level forums, that her name is Cerula, and it's actually a mix-up of the letters in Ursula from the, she was the octopus lady in The Little Mermaid. And okay, so then we have the assassin, who actually, well, I'll talk more about the assassin later. The occultist, who is an immortal, who is actually looking for a way to die because people are trying to steal her immortality. And the missionary, who's trying to set up a church. And so far, a few of them have seemed to be related. But before I talk about how they're related, I should talk about the sort of the main storyline in this area. So the whole thing about the Eastern Lands is that there are islands and sea creatures, and normally the sea creatures don't really bother anyone, but there are things called sea singers who can control certain sea creatures or just certain like elements. I think they can control storms and tides and things. And normally they're very limited. They can only do like one thing at once and they have to be close by to it. But there's this sea singer called Quinn who learned, or they have this like magical horn artifact which allows them to control sea creatures everywhere. And they used it to wage a war on the island and just like destroy a ton of people. Oh, and there's a police car going, or no, sorry, that's a fire siren. Yeah, okay, so anyway, there's a firehouse a little bit up the road from where I am, and there are fire trucks that go by sometimes. But anyway, I was saying that there's this sea singer called Quinn who managed to find a way to control like all the sea creatures and all the sea monsters and stuff at once. And so that's the main thing. We're trying to figure out how to stop them, I think. And the way that the adventures are related to it are sort of interesting. So the whaler, it has been fighting the or trying to track and kill this white whale Shuma because it destroyed his home village, but it seems like that was because the sea singer was controlling it, so it wasn't really the whale's fault. The assassin was tasked to kill Quinn, but was blocked by the occultist, who was the bodyguard for Quinn. The occultist was the bodyguard, but she left because Quinn was trying to take her immortality power. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So far there are a bit of interlocking things. So we'll see this, the convict and the missionary. Yeah, so far in their storylines, the occultist has been trying. We've been going and finding these pieces of a puzzle to try and get rid of her immortality. The assassin has been trying to chase down this guy who would report that she's still alive to these assassins. The botanist has been collecting samples. The convict isn't really clear. He's just been weird and trying to escape from us. The whaler has been chasing down sightings of Shuma and helping out with that. The missionary has been setting up a church on the island where the sea orphans live. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the storyline. Sorry that wasn't the most concise thing, but it's sort of hard to explain a bunch of interlocking storylines without any real timeline for it. But yeah, that's really it. So I just wanted to do a quick live stream showing where I'm at the moment. Yeah, I haven't really been making videos or doing all that much recently. I'll try and pick up on that a little bit, but no promises. I want to, I've got a couple really hard computer science classes that I'm taking this coming semester, mostly because I just haven't really done any programming in a couple years actually. So I need to catch up on that. I may actually do a couple videos showing what stuff I'm working on. It's nothing really advanced or anything, but it might be interesting. I know that when I was younger, I was sort of interested in programming, and it would have been nice to have a starting point for it, so maybe it'll help some people who are looking into that. I know that like half the RS players that I talk to are computer science majors or doing something with computing, so maybe it'll be interesting for people. But yeah, I've got to go shell some chestnuts now. Christmas Eve dinner and all that. So yeah, thanks for watching. Sorry it was such a short stream. And yeah, that's really it.